and council estates and whatever. It was a good place to grow up, really. I mean, people were friendly to each other, you know. They used to fetch in the washing when it rained, you know. I mean, you wouldn't get that now. We used to leave the back door open as well.
Funny you should mention council estates. You've got something that might make you smile here. I think Mark's managed to find some footage of a house you bought.
Go to school.
I couldn't go out. And people used to sleep.
It's great, this girl's got no furniture.
Living rooms. Because the thing is, you see.
Oh, we've got this clock.
That's carpets. It's all I know that we had. There were carpets in this house.
Well, I don't really know it that well, but this is what they call a lounge.
Because I walk around there all the time.
Just sleep around there anyway, because it was so posh. I think it was shampoo and set their lawns, I think.
You're 20 years old, you've got
No, you weren't.
girls next to you, girls all over the country.
Has it seen our furniture?
Yeah. How's it feel?
It feels great, you know. I mean, anybody who says it's not good is an idiot, you know. I mean, we like being popular.
Great to be yours.
It's great.
See that bloke there on the left? I think that's the headmaster, is the caretaker.
So, was that a private school?
Yeah, well, some people might rationalise on my mental state at the time. Who buys a house next door to 500 girls when you're number one in the charts? I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But the truth was, I didn't know it was a girls' school, because in those days, there was never time to do anything. It was just like, the next stage was, well, you're in a few bob now, buy yourself a house. Right, yeah. So I've only lived in a council, so I don't decide to own a house. So I went to Solihull, which was a complete departure from what I was used to. And I sort of fancied my idea, you know. It was a bit sort of like, this is a great present, you know. It was sort of, it's a sort of old sort of colonial people, you know, sort of, I don't know, RAF people around here, or, you know, it was all a bit funny, you know. And I was having a laugh, really. But I went down this road and I thought, wow, this is a nice road. And there's a big mansion at the end, because I thought it was somebody's house. And there was this house on the corner, and the guy said, I think this house is sold. I said, well, it looks really nice. I said, he said, well, I'll just go and the agent goes to the door and he says, excuse me, he said, I've got a rather unusual gentleman in the car. He said, could he have a look at your house? I said, well, and the woman was going, oh, well, it's actually sold. I mean, we'll just put the deposit and all this kind of stuff. And he said, well, you never know, it might fall through, he says. And anyway, I think you might like to meet this unusual gentleman. So as I walked to the door, she went, oh my God! And he was like staring at me. He said, my daughter's got your pictures in the room. So she said, well, they're coming in. So I went in, and then I went to the room, and there I was on the wall. and then the guy who owned it got wind of me. So he upped the price. I mean, you know, I went for it. Because I just thought, well, I'll have a piece of this. It's a bit like, well, we've never had this before. You know what I mean? No central heating, but this place has got them. And there was all these sort of, it looked like art, works of art on the walls, you know. I was thinking, oh, I fancy a few of them. A few Rembrandts, you know. It was all sort of, like that interview when I walked in, it was all sort of going on. I think I was just going with it, you know. I wasn't trying to work it out, and that's the great thing.
Fabulous bit of footage.
I mean, none of us were in the band. I mean, we weren't sitting down going, let's write, come on, feel the noise, and this is how it goes. It wasn't like that. It was, we were doing it. And that's the great thing in a group, is that you don't know what's ahead of you, but you're doing it, and you're not working out how to be a pop star. You're doing it, and it's the same with the songs. Because looking back on it, it was never manipulated, you say.
I was going to say, when we spoke the other day, Dave, then we said to him more or less just, I don't know quite the timing of things, because you've done so much of the band with us. But then the States came along, you went to the States.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
And I asked you the question, do you think you maybe went just that little bit too early? Because looking at what happened, the bad fortune there, did you break your leg over in the States as well, or did you really fell over, didn't you? Did you break your leg over?
Yeah, some of you may know the story, but you probably do. Yes, I thought you might. We played, I think it was, I know it's Radio City, it was in New York, it's a famous gig, I think it was Radio City, something like that. And in the audience, unbeknownst to us, is Kiss, right? But they're not known then, but they're sitting there, and there's Gene Simmons in the audience, right? Well, we didn't know, actually, they were real big fans, because they used to play the Slade live album at their rehearsals to get them in the mood. I know that now. But I was, the half-foot platforms on, and I got the silver gear. And Gene Simmons apparently remembers this. This is what he thought. So, picture this. There's a platform walking out. So it's imagine you've got the stage and then there's a walkout, Well, that's great for me. If I see a walkout, I'm down it. So I'm marching down it, plodding with moon boots on, So I'm going to the front there. And the place is going, whatever it's doing, I can't remember how well we were going. But I went marching down there and I fell. I was just marching and I went backwards and I fell on my backside. And I thought, right, now what do I do here? The thing is, trying to get up when you're in that. You got big boots on the end holding you down. It's a bit like a sketch from that Reeves and Mortimer, something like that. And I felt like that. I was lying back on this, and I was going. And these lot behind me, and them like there's some right goings on behind me. Look at that, it's all sort of like look back and they're all grinning and Powell. Don Powell in particular, stupid twat. I can imagine what he was saying. But what I did, I conjured up an idea where I'd make it look like I actually did it for real. So I then kicked my legs out like this, and I was doing all this moon boot bit, and then eventually I rolled on my side, and the roadie comes running down, in case I can't get up. Then I got up, and I went marching back. But Kiss, Gene Simmons says, he said, I saw you, Dave Hill. He said, you came down the front there. And I didn't do this, but he said, you went or something like that to the audience. Well, I never do that. He says, and then you went back, and then you kicked your legs out. It was absolutely amazing. He thought I was actually doing it for real.
It worked.
Yeah. And I said, yeah, I was.